Confusion appears in the simplest conversations. A clear point is explained slowly. The logic is obvious. The answer sits right in front of everyone. Yet one person keeps arguing. The explanation becomes simpler. The words become clearer. But the reaction stays the same. More arguments, more stubborn confidence. And slowly, frustration begins to grow. The voice becomes tense. The mind becomes irritated. The discussion that should have taken 30 seconds suddenly turns into 10 minutes of pointless debate. This situation repeats everywhere. At work, in families, on the internet, in everyday conversations. One person tries to explain, the other refuses to understand. The strange part is not the disagreement. The strange part is the confidence behind wrong ideas. Loud certainty often replaces quiet thinking. And this is where most people lose control. They argue harder, they push more facts, they try to win the debate, but something unexpected happens. The more they argue, the worse the situation becomes. The conversation becomes louder. Emotions take control. Nothing changes. No one learns anything. Energy disappears. Time disappears. And the result is the same pointless circle, repeating again and again. But here is the truth most people never learn. Highly intelligent people do not spend their lives fighting stupidity. They do not try to correct every wrong opinion. They do not chase every argument. They do not try to prove their intelligence in every discussion. In fact, they often do the exact opposite of what most people expect. Instead of reacting with anger, they step back. Instead of proving someone wrong, they stay silent. Instead of forcing logic into a closed mind, they protect their peace. This quiet strategy looks simple from the outside, but it is built on a deep understanding of human behavior. Intelligent people know that not every argument deserves attention. They know that some minds are not searching for truth. Some are only protecting ego. And once that reality becomes clear, the entire way of dealing with people begins to change. Throughout history, many of the most thoughtful minds understood this principle long before modern psychology explained it. The ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the danger of wasting mental energy on people who refused to think clearly. He believed the greatest strength was not winning arguments, but controlling reactions. Centuries later, modern psychologists reached similar conclusions. Research into human cognition shows that people rarely change their beliefs when they feel their ego is under attack. In fact, the opposite usually happens. The more someone is challenged aggressively, the more stubborn they become. Their brain shifts into defense mode, logic disappears, emotion takes control. This means that arguing harder often makes ignorance stronger, not weaker. This hidden psychological pattern explains why so many debates lead nowhere. It also explains why intelligent people use a completely different approach. There is another surprising truth that most people never notice. Intelligence is not measured by how many arguments someone wins. Intelligence is measured by how wisely someone chooses their battles. A truly sharp mind knows when speaking is useful and when silence is powerful. It understands the difference between educating someone who wants to learn and debating someone who only wants to win. This ability to recognize the difference saves enormous amounts of energy. While others exhaust themselves trying to prove every point, intelligent people quietly move forward with their lives. They focus on growth, clarity, and peace of mind instead of endless debates that change nothing. This video explores the hidden strategies intelligent people use when dealing with foolish behavior. These strategies are rarely discussed, yet they appear again and again among thoughtful individuals across history. Some of them may feel surprising at first because they go against what society often teaches about arguments and confrontation. Many people believe strength means dominating a debate or correcting every mistake they hear, but the deeper truth is far more interesting. Real intelligence often appears calm, quiet, and selective. It chooses when to speak and when to walk away. It understands that protecting mental energy is more valuable than winning pointless battles. As this video unfolds, several powerful ideas will become clear. You will discover why arguing with certain people is actually a psychological trap. You will learn how intelligent individuals quickly recognize conversations that lead nowhere. You will understand why calm silence can sometimes be stronger than the most detailed explanation. You will also see how protecting your attention and emotional energy can dramatically improve your peace of mind. These lessons are simple once understood, but they change the way conversations are handled forever. Suddenly the need to react disappears, the need to prove yourself fades away, and in its place comes a quiet confidence that keeps your mind focused on what truly matters. There is also a deeper benefit waiting at the end of this understanding. Once people stop trying to fix every stubborn mind around them, a huge amount of mental space opens up. That space can be used for learning, growth, creativity, and personal progress. Instead of wasting hours in arguments that go nowhere, intelligent people invest their attention in ideas and actions that actually move life forward. This shift in perspective may sound small, but its impact is powerful. Stress decreases, clarity increases. Conversations become more meaningful because they happen with people who are actually willing to think and listen. Many viewers will recognize parts of their own daily experiences in these patterns. Frustrating discussions at work, endless debates online, conversations with people who refuse to accept simple logic. These situations feel unavoidable at times, but the response to them can change completely. And once that response changes, the entire experience changes as well. What once caused anger begins to feel almost predictable. What once drained energy becomes easy to step away from. This quiet shift is the beginning of a more controlled and disciplined mind. So stay with this video until the end, because each part will reveal another piece of how intelligent people maintain control in difficult conversations. These ideas will not only help you deal with frustrating individuals, but will also strengthen your emotional discipline and mental clarity. By the end, you will see why the smartest response to foolish behavior is often the simplest one, yet it requires a level of awareness that most people never develop. Welcome to the channel, where the focus is mental strength, clarity, and self-mastery. If you value calm thinking, disciplined behavior, and deeper understanding of human nature, then make sure to subscribe and join this growing community. New videos explore powerful ideas that help build a stronger and more focused mind. Subscribe now, stay until the end of the video, and begin learning how intelligent people protect their time, their energy, and their peace when facing the noise of foolish arguments. Reality becomes clearer with experience. Many people grow up believing that intelligence means dominating every discussion. They believe a smart person must always correct mistakes, defeat weak arguments, and prove others wrong in public conversations. Winning debates feels like a sign of mental strength. Correcting others feels like a duty. Many people carry this belief for years. They step into conversations ready to challenge every incorrect statement they hear. They collect facts. They prepare explanations. They try to guide every discussion toward logic. At first, this approach seems reasonable. Truth matters, logic matters, clear thinking matters. But over time, something strange begins to appear. Arguments repeat, explanations repeat. The same mistakes appear again and again. The same stubborn reactions appear again and again. Facts are presented clearly, yet nothing changes. Instead of understanding, resistance grows stronger. Instead of curiosity, defensiveness takes over. This is the moment when a deeper truth begins to reveal itself. Intelligence is not simply the ability to explain things clearly. Intelligence is also the ability to recognize when explanation will never work. A thoughtful mind eventually notices that people process information in very different ways. Some people listen carefully. They pause before responding. They weigh different possibilities. When new information appears, they examine it calmly. But others react in the opposite way. They interrupt before the explanation finishes. They reject ideas before understanding them. They hold tightly to their first opinion and defend it as if their identity depends on it. This difference has nothing to do with vocabulary or education alone. It often comes from mindset. Some minds are open, others are closed long before the conversation begins. Trying to push logic into a closed mind rarely produces clarity. Instead, it produces friction. The harder someone pushes logic, the harder the other person pushes back. Frustration grows on both sides. Time disappears while nothing useful is achieved. Intelligent people slowly learn to recognize this pattern. They notice the signs early. They see the difference between curiosity and stubbornness, and once they see it clearly, they change their approach completely. The first realization appears quietly but changes everything. Not everyone wants the truth. This idea feels uncomfortable at first because most people assume everyone values clarity and understanding. But daily experience shows something different. Some people enter conversations with a goal that has nothing to do with learning. They want to win. They want to feel superior. They want to protect their pride. When someone presents information that challenges their belief, the reaction is not curiosity but defense. The brain begins protecting the ego instead of examining the facts. Words are twisted, arguments shift, the discussion turns into a contest instead of a search for truth. Even the most logical explanation cannot break through that defensive wall because the real goal of the conversation is no longer understanding. The real goal becomes victory. Psychologists have studied this reaction for many years. When people feel their beliefs are attacked, their mind often reacts as if it is protecting physical safety. The body becomes tense, emotions rise, reasoning slows down, the brain moves into defense mode. In this state, people become less open to new ideas, not more open. Stronger evidence sometimes strengthens their resistance instead of weakening it. Intelligent individuals eventually observe this pattern in real life. They watch arguments where facts pile up, but stubbornness grows stronger. They see debates where logic loses because ego refuses to step aside. Over time, this observation creates a quiet shift in perspective. The goal stops being persuasion. The goal becomes awareness of the situation. When intelligent people sense that someone is protecting ego rather than seeking truth, they change their behavior immediately. They stop trying to convince. They stop pushing explanations. They stop investing emotional energy into the discussion. This decision may look like surrender from the outside, but it is actually a form of control. Control over time, control over emotional stability, control over attention. They understand something many people overlook. Winning an argument against someone who refuses to think logically does not create real progress. It only creates more resistance. So instead of chasing victory in pointless debates, intelligent people quietly step away. This leads to another habit that separates thoughtful minds from reactive ones. Intelligent people do not argue with everyone. They understand that conversation is an investment of mental energy. Every explanation requires attention, patience, and emotional balance. Spending that energy on someone who will not listen is like pouring water into a container full of holes. The effort disappears without producing results. This realization changes the way discussions begin. Instead of jumping directly into debate, intelligent people observe the person first. They watch how the person reacts to simple ideas. They notice whether the person listens or interrupts. They notice whether the person asks questions or simply repeats opinions. These small signals reveal the direction the conversation will take. Before investing their attention, intelligent individuals ask a quiet question in their mind. Is this person capable of understanding? This question does not judge intelligence in a cruel way. It simply measures openness. A person may have great knowledge, yet still refuse to consider new ideas. Another person may know little, but remain curious and willing to learn. Openness matters more than knowledge in meaningful conversations. When openness exists, discussion can grow into understanding. When openness disappears, discussion turns into endless resistance. If the answer to that silent question is negative, intelligent people disengage without drama. They do not announce their departure. They do not insult the other person. They simply stop feeding the argument. Silence replaces explanation. Attention moves somewhere more valuable. This habit protects enormous amounts of mental energy over time. Many people waste years trying to correct individuals who never intended to listen. Intelligent people recognize that pattern early and step away before frustration grows. Another powerful difference appears in the way intelligent people manage their emotions during difficult conversations. Foolish behavior often triggers immediate reactions. When someone speaks with loud confidence while spreading incorrect information, irritation naturally appears. The mind wants to correct the mistake. The voice wants to respond quickly. Anger begins to rise. Many people follow this impulse without hesitation. They respond with sharp words. The argument escalates. Voices grow louder. emotions take control. Once emotions dominate the conversation, logic rarely survives. Thoughtful individuals train themselves to pause before reacting. They understand a powerful principle. If someone can trigger your emotions easily, they control your state of mind. Anger becomes a leash that others can pull whenever they choose. This realization leads to a simple but powerful strategy. Calmness becomes a form of strength. Instead of reacting instantly, intelligent people observe the situation. They let the emotional wave pass before speaking. Sometimes they decide that speaking is unnecessary. Sometimes silence becomes the most effective response. This calmness often surprises others. In heated discussions, many people expect strong reactions. They expect arguments and emotional responses. When someone remains composed, the energy of the confrontation weakens. Calm behavior removes the fuel that arguments depend on. Without emotional fuel, many pointless debates fade naturally. Intelligent people understand this dynamic and use it quietly. Silence plays a powerful role in this process. Strategic silence is one of the least understood skills in communication. Many people feel uncomfortable with silence. They believe every statement must receive an answer. Every mistake must be corrected immediately. Every challenge must be confronted. But intelligent people recognize that silence can send a message stronger than words. Silence shows that not every comment deserves attention. Silence shows confidence in one's own understanding. Silence also protects peace of mind. When someone speaks nonsense expecting an argument, silence removes the stage they hope to stand on. The conversation loses momentum. The energy fades. The discussion moves on. Silence also prevents the spiral of endless explanation. Many arguments continue only because both sides keep responding. Remove one side, and the cycle stops. Protecting mental energy becomes a central priority for thoughtful individuals. Energy is not infinite. Every conversation, every task, every problem consumes attention and focus. When energy is wasted on pointless debates, it disappears from areas that actually matter. Creative thinking weakens, patience decreases, productivity slows down. Intelligent people understand this cost clearly. They treat attention as a valuable resource, not something to spend carelessly. Before entering long discussions, they evaluate the potential value of the conversation. Is this discussion useful? Will something meaningful come from it? Is the other person willing to listen and reflect? If the answers point toward progress, they engage with patience and clarity. But if the answers suggest endless resistance, they move on without regret. This habit may appear simple, yet it protects mental clarity in powerful ways. Many people struggle with this approach because they feel responsible for correcting every mistake around them. They believe ignoring incorrect ideas allows those ideas to spread. While this concern comes from a good intention, intelligent people recognize a deeper reality. Not every mistake can be corrected in every moment. Some corrections require the right environment and the right mindset from the other person. Without those conditions, correction becomes confrontation. Confrontation often strengthens resistance instead of reducing it. Thoughtful individuals choose their moments carefully. They invest their effort where it can create genuine change. They share ideas with people who show curiosity and openness. They guide conversations where learning is possible, and they release the need to control every incorrect opinion they encounter. Another quiet habit appears in the way intelligent people establish boundaries. Boundaries are not loud declarations, they are consistent patterns of behavior. When someone repeatedly creates negative discussions, intelligent individuals reduce their exposure to that person. They limit the time spent in pointless debates. They shift conversations toward neutral topics or end them early. This behavior does not come from arrogance or superiority. It comes from self-respect. Self-respect means recognizing that peace of mind deserves protection. Constant negativity drains emotional strength. Endless arguments create stress that spreads into other parts of life. By setting boundaries, intelligent people protect their focus and emotional balance. They understand that kindness does not require tolerating endless foolishness. Over time, these habits form a powerful mindset. Instead of reacting to every challenge, intelligent individuals choose where to invest their attention. Instead of fighting every wrong opinion, they strengthen their own clarity and discipline. Instead of trying to change every mind around them, they concentrate on improving their own understanding. Eventually, a deeper wisdom settles in. Human minds are complex. People change slowly, often through personal experience rather than argument. No single conversation can force awareness into someone who resists it. Recognizing this truth removes a heavy burden from the shoulders of thoughtful individuals. The responsibility to fix everyone disappears. In its place appears a new focus on personal growth. Energy that once fueled arguments now fuels learning. Time that once disappeared in debates now supports meaningful work and meaningful relationships. Conversations become more selective, but also more valuable. Intelligent people spend their time with individuals who challenge ideas respectfully and listen with curiosity. This shift creates a calmer life. Frustrating encounters still occur, but they no longer dominate attention. Instead of reacting emotionally, thoughtful individuals observe patterns with quiet awareness. They see stubbornness for what it is. They see ego defending itself. And rather than fighting endlessly against these patterns, they simply step around them and continue forward. Clarity begins the moment unnecessary battles end. Many people spend years trapped in endless arguments, trying to prove simple truths to minds that refuse to listen. The result is always the same. Stress increases, energy disappears, and nothing truly changes. But once a person understands how intelligent people deal with foolish behavior, something powerful shifts. The need to react slowly fades. The urge to prove others wrong becomes less important. Instead of chasing every argument, the mind becomes selective. Attention moves toward growth, peace, and meaningful conversations. Life becomes quieter in the best possible way. Fewer pointless debates, fewer emotional reactions, more focus on things that truly deserve time and energy. This is the real advantage of intelligent thinking. It is not about showing superiority in discussions. It is about controlling where attention goes. The strongest minds protect their peace. They recognize when logic will be heard and when it will be rejected. And when they see that resistance, they simply step away without anger. That quiet decision saves enormous mental strength over time. Instead of draining energy on arguments that go nowhere, intelligent people invest their focus in learning, building, and improving themselves. Their progress becomes the answer, not their words. Many people never realize how much energy they lose in pointless conversations. A few minutes here, another debate there, another long explanation to someone who refuses to listen. Slowly, those small moments add up into hours, days, and years of wasted attention. But the moment someone learns to step away from foolish arguments, that lost energy returns. The mind becomes clearer, thoughts become calmer, decisions become stronger. Instead of reacting to noise, life becomes guided by purpose. This shift also changes the way people see others. Instead of feeling constant frustration toward difficult individuals, intelligent people begin to understand human nature more deeply. Some people are ready to learn, some are not. Some are curious, some are defensive. Recognizing this difference removes the emotional burden of trying to fix every mind in the room. It allows a person to stay calm even when others behave irrationally. That calmness becomes a quiet form of strength that cannot be easily shaken. Over time, this mindset creates something powerful. Discipline in thought, discipline in reaction, discipline in communication. When people stop reacting to every foolish comment, they gain control over their own state of mind. Their focus sharpens, their patience grows, their conversations become more meaningful because they happen with the right people instead of the loudest voices. This is the quiet advantage intelligent people carry through life. So the next time a pointless argument begins, remember this principle. Not every challenge deserves a response. Not every opinion deserves your attention. And not every mind is ready for the truth. The real power lies in recognizing the difference. When that awareness develops, arguments lose their grip. Peace replaces frustration, and your mental energy returns to the goals that actually move your life forward. If this video helped you see people and conversations in a new way, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This channel is dedicated to discipline, clarity, and mental strength. Not temporary motivation, but real self-mastery that helps you think clearly and act wisely in everyday life. New videos continue exploring powerful ideas about psychology, Stoic thinking, and personal control that can strengthen the way you handle challenges, conversations, and decisions. Also take a moment to like the video if you found value here. It helps this content reach more people who may be struggling with the same frustrations in their daily lives. And share this video with someone who spends too much time arguing with the wrong people. Sometimes a simple idea at the right moment can change the way someone protects their time, energy, and peace of mind. Thank you for watching and being part of this community focused on stronger thinking and calmer living, and I will see you in the next video.